What's up, guys? Brian VANDUYN here. About 5:30 in the morning, give or take. Just got off vacation yesterday. Now it's back to the grinding, so. So anyways, had a great vacation. I'll tell you all about it. First day, me and the wife and the kids drove down to Oregon government camp next to Mount Hood. It was super fun. On the first day, we went to Trillium Lake. We just went there for about 30 minutes or so, and then we went to the house that the in-laws rented. And then we just kind of hung out the rest of that day. That was Sunday. That was Sunday evening. And then Monday, we basically was at government camp. They have a whole bunch of recreational activities. Really fun. We did like this inner tube slide. We did this it was like this hamster wheel on water, like a big air hamster wheel on water. It was pretty fun. Also, the kids did the pony rides. I did a batting cage. That was fun. And the kids also did like a little bumper race car. And then that was the beginning of the day. Then we went and we kind of had a snacky lunch. And then we went to the west side of the government camp, which is kind of another touristy attraction. And we took the ski lifts up, the mountain, and then we rode these. They're kind of like bobsleds. That happens when you got 3 trucks rolling all the time, Blake. That's what that is. So we rode these. It's basically like a tiny, it's probably about that big, that long. It's like a little sled, and it has a lever in the center of it that you hold on to. Forward is accelerate, back is brake, to slow down or go faster. And they have this, it's like this fiberglass track that you're on. It's like a tube, basically, like a half tube. Anyways, you can get going pretty dang fast. And so I rode that. We each got 5 times. I rode down with Rosemary and with Brian. That was so fun. Just seeing their faces. They loved it. And going on the ski lift, because they couldn't sit on your lap. They had to sit on their own seat, which, I don't know, that seemed kind of crazy to me, but that's the way they had it. And it was crazy. That was super fun. The next day, it was kind of rainy, misty, and me and Kinsey rode into town. It was our anniversary, right? 9 years together. And so we went into town. We went to a few of the shops. They had the stupid mask rule everywhere, right? But we went into 2 places where they didn't hassle us about not having a mask. And so that worked out. And then the rest of the day was just kind of a lounge in the house day because the weather was so crappy. You gotta be kidding me. I just replaced that air governor and it's already went bad. That line must have clogged it. It's the only thing I can think of. Airlines going into the air governor, it was like there was a coating around the whole. The next day was super fun. We went to Hood River. I think that's what it's called, Hood River. They rented like 3 paddleboards, 2 kayaks, and it's the first time I ever did paddleboarding. And we were out there. That was so fun. Like it was very windy, but it was still hot enough that it was great. So it worked out. So that was super fun. Yeah, that was the first time I ever did paddleboarding. I really enjoyed that. I didn't get into kayak. I'd done kayak. You know. I fell off into water, lost my Oakleys. Not the cool ones, but my old ones that I've had for, over 10 years. They fell off my hand when I fell off the paddleboard. I was just getting used to it, right? And then the wind was blowing so strong, it was headed. I hit one of the kayaks, and I fell off. I was not expecting to fall off from that, so I was very startled. And that's how I lost my sunglasses. That sucked. Found any trucks yet, WRC, but I'm working on it. Don't worry, I'll get you a truck. If I don't find one, I'll be up there. Yeah, we are, buddy. Before the crack of dawn. But it just goes to show, like, shit, I still took a few business calls, made my dispatching happen, have something in, on the business. Okay. The way that goes. Gotta grind, man. You gotta grind. So we've been stacking some cash, about to pay Grandpa probably at the end of this month or next month. He'll be completely cashed out. He'll be happy, I mean, he's happy. There, he said I could be as long as I wanted to pay him back, but there's really no reason for me to wait, pay him back. Just makes me feel better, Just don't like, owing anybody. So I I did my biggest invoice for one day last week. For one day. Pulled in $8,000 in one day. Almost 9. It was great. It was great. You know, I had 2 supers on rent. I had all 3 of my trucks rolling. And had all 3 of my trucks dumping at my dump site. You know, ended up getting, you know, 20 loads into my dump site at $50 a piece, so that's $1,000. You know, so we'd kill it this summer. You know, I did have to pawn off work one day on my vacation, so I did lose $1,000 on my vacation for taking my vacation, because I could have been driving the old truck, and instead of doing that, I hired another truck to do the work that I would have done. But, you know, that's not that big of a deal. That's, you know, you lose money when you go on vacation because you're not working. But it was well worth it. It was well worth it. Even though we had, there was a total of 17 of us, we still had a blast. You know, the kids had so much fun. There was a few meltdowns, not my kids, you know, but a few meltdowns. But, you know, we got through it. At the end of the day, everybody had fun. I think it was a total 100% success, you know, family reunion. Very fun. Very fun. And me and Kinsey, we bought this little wooden postcard with the picture of Mount Hood on it. It's black and white. And we got everybody to sign it. We gave it to Todd and Mary. You know, it's kind of a thank you card. You know, being and executing that family vacation, that was awesome of them. To be that one airline plugged in or something. That's the only thing I can think of. I don't know much about air compressors. I'm going to be hauling 5/8 minus and 3/4 clean today. There's nobody there. Making money today. We got all 3 trucks rolling again. That's it. Right on this truck. Yeah, you taking in some low-grade sand. There you go. I like hauling sand. Kite surfing, but I did do paddle boarding, and that was very fun. I did lose my Oakleys. I crashed into one of the kayaks and fell off. Me and my wife got to do some riding on the bike. She loved that. I love the paddleboard. Now I would definitely do that again. It's like misty. Very heavy. What do I look for in buying a used truck? Well, I would say low miles, you know, but it's really not an indicator of much, you know. I've taken a load of sand home to the kids. I made a sandbox for them. It was just some leftover sand that they put some junk kind of mix into it. It's got a few pieces of concrete rubble in it, but mostly sand. Like very coarse sand. It's not the fine sand, it's coarse, you know, utility sand type stuff. When I buy a used truck, here's what I look for. I look at the price of the truck, and I look at how much money I gotta put into it. And if it makes sense, then I buy it. If it don't, then I won't. You know, you gotta look at the kingpins. You gotta look at how worn out is everything. You gotta look at, you know, just take a look at the miles, see how many miles it says it has. Look at the tires, see if it has uneven wear patterns, you know. Look at the pins, you know. How does it shift? How's the oil look? You know, how does it smell? Does everything work? You know, I did a really good video on what to look for when buying an old used truck. It's in one of the playlists. I think it's in, I'm pretty sure it's in the history and frequently asked questions playlist. Today's going to be a great day. I like this slightly misty weather. Hopefully it's not too rainy that they decide to shut the job down. How can you tell if the odometer is off? That's a great question. If you show up and you look at the odometer and it says 50,000 miles and the truck looks like it's been rode hard and put away wet, then it's wrong. You know? I mean, there's really no way of knowing if the odometer is wrong or not. Now, if you buy them from a dealer, they're supposed to disclose what the actual mileage is. Sometimes they don't know, you know? Sometimes somebody's already put a new odometer on there because the last one quit working. You know, so it's kind of like Russian roulette, you know, with a loaded gun for a motor and trans. That's what you're playing. Every time you buy an old truck, you're playing Russian roulette with the motor. Because the motors don't last forever. Right? They do not last forever. They have a good, you know, million-mile lifespan. You get a million miles, that's, you know, that's pretty average, I would say. Yeah, see, that's a good way to check. If it's a newer truck, you can check the ECM miles. Have somebody plug into it. The new driver had to drive this truck 2 days in a row. on the second day, he's like, "Hey man, I gotta be 100% honest with you, man. I don't think I can do a third day in that truck without breaking my back, throwing my back out." So now I've had all 3 drivers tell me they don't want to drive this truck, you know. And you guys wonder why I don't have drivers driving this truck. Because nobody can handle it. They can't handle it. You know. Hate to say it, but guys nowadays, they're pussies. They can't handle this truck, you know. Tough truck to handle. Can't handle it. Buying a used truck is like playing Russian roulette with a loaded gun. Because that loaded gun, when it goes off, you're in trouble. You know, I've been very lucky to buy used trucks. Another thing is used trucks use oil. They use cooling. You know, they will use something. You have got to be 100% aware of what that truck needs all the time. You know, like this truck uses a gallon every 2 days. You need to put that gallon in. If you don't, you're going to blow the motor up immediately. You know, you have got to be checking your oil on your dump trucks. Dump trucks are known for burning oil. They're known for it. You know? They use oil. Dump trucks use oil. Even my brand new truck uses a little bit of oil. You know? That's just the way dump trucks are. If it's not using oil now, it will eventually. You know, that's just the way it is. I'd say my new truck goes through about a gallon every oil change. You know, every 30,000 miles, he burns one gallon of oil. Anyways, guys, I'm all in the breakfast, and I'm probably going to lose you here. So, just wanted to say thank you for stopping in on the live stream, tell you about my little vacay. You know, YOLO, you only live once. So, dude, the thing's got 90,000 miles on it, Blake. Of course it uses oil. 1 gallon every 30,000 miles. I mean, that's not that bad. Think about it. Every oil change, it needs a gallon. You know, that's not that bad. I think the reason it has a little bit of burning oil is because, for one, it gets a lot of miles. And that's a smaller motor, and we really put it through its paces, you know, really gets put through its paces. So, anyways, guys, I appreciate you hitting that thumbs up button, hitting that subscribe button, checking out how my week went. Hope you guys had a good week too. You know, we got one more month of pure hitting hard, and then things will start slowing back down. Hopefully, you know, with the old supers, we still keep them busy. You know, I'm pretty confident we'll keep them busy. You know, driver hours, you know, I'm sure they'll be happy. So, we'll just see how things go. So, looking forward to that. My third driver's almost been on with us for a month now. So that goes by super fast. In October, that'll be 3 months. I don't know if he's going to stick around or not. It sounds like he wants to stick around. He took the truck home and washed it. The International, it's like a totally different truck. You know, that was cool of him to do that. That was cool of him. But, yeah, I haven't really, you know, I don't know if he's going to stick around or not. He used to work for a very big company that his wife, his fiance owned. And so he's got a lot of options. Why he's sticking around with me, I don't really understand it, but, you know, he is, so we'll just keep, you know, giving him work. You don't like the phrase YOLO, because while it's true, it also makes zero financial planning sense. Yeah, no, that's definitely true. I mean, kind of what I think YOLO, for me, YOLO is like, you know, once you're set, you gotta splurge a little bit, you know, you can't just be all 100% saving. You gotta spend something, you know. Saving is procrastinated spending, and you can't take it with you when you go to the grave, you know. So, like, I bought my wife, you know, a few things. I bought myself something, you know. We didn't even spend more than like $250. Like, realistically, like, we didn't even really spend anything. Like, but Kizzy's parents paid for the house, they paid for, you know, the food and everything, and all the activities, they paid for it, you know. But kind of my YOLO thing is like, you know, decking out my Harley, you know, giving it that nice candy paint job, and, you know, having some nice things in life, you know. Like my wife, she already got all of it. I bought the biggest KitchenAid, you know, that type of stuff. But we're getting to our house. We're getting there. It's coming up quick. Probably next summer. Probably start building. I can see that happening next summer. You know, maybe just go home alone or something. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I don't want to jump. I think we're going to get our house